Hello and welcome to Kinetic Builds. We're back with another episode of Icarus, the New Frontiers DLC, and we walked over here on the map to where the mission that we failed was going to take us. I was kind of curious to see if the house was still going to be here that we were supposed to be taking Daisy to, and indeed it was. And it's made out of, I think this is one of the new rock materials. This isn't the normal stone, but one that comes out of the new biome. And we already looted this house. I was actually tempted to move ourselves into this house. It's about the size of ours, maybe even a little bit bigger than our base. No, actually, I think it's exactly the same as ours. We've got a 2x that goes this way, and then I added a couple more in here. It might be one longer, but we're not gonna move over here. I was gonna deconstruct it and bring these materials back to build a house for ourselves, but I think we're just gonna leave this here. Actually, they've got a nicer bed than I do though. But I think we're going to leave it here to have kind of an outpost in case we need something on this side of the valley. It does have an oxidizer that we can use in a pinch, and a bed is always handy to get past the night. So I think I'm just going to leave this here. The one thing that we did get out of that house that I thought was pretty cool is a pickaxe called an obsidian pickaxe, and this has some basic bonuses to it, but the really cool thing about it is it has a 30% chance to smelt when mining. I thought that was really cool, so we're going to be taking that with us. Like I said, we've already looted a lot of what's out here. I just thought everybody would appreciate seeing what was at the end of that quest if we'd made it back here, and I was kind of surprised that it was still here, even though we failed the quest, which is kind of cool to see these structures left by, other survivors or, whatever we are. I forget what term they usually use for us here. But with that, we're going to go ahead and head on back over to our base, and we're going to start working our way into Tier 3, build a couple more benches, get into making bullets and guns and things like that here. I did happen across another cave right near our base that we're gonna go and mine out for some iron. I've got some steel cooking already, as somebody pointed out in the comments. You can make steel in the regular oven now, so that's pretty cool. I'm gonna go ahead and eat some food here to keep my stamina up so I can keep running. And we'll get back to the base and check out all the cool things I've built since then. We do have a geyser out here for those that are interested that maybe aren't playing in open world. If we take a look at the map here, that geyser is going to be in the I-8 square here on the map. Since last episode, we've made just a few additional workbenches. I've got the drying rack out here, which I was using to make cured leather, which we will need in a few different recipes. That's just leather and tree sap. And then inside of our little hut here, I did create the machining bench now. And with that, we're going to be able to start making bullets and different more advanced machines. Specifically, the concrete furnace is coming up next on the list, so we can make a bigger and better things with our ores. We're going to need the cement mixer here so that I can start making stone walls and such, I believe. And maybe that's the masonry bench, but we're going to need cement to make the concrete furnace and some other things. So it's on the list. And then we had to unlock the recipe for ammo casing. They've changed ammo now to require ammo casings. In addition to the gunpowder, it used to just be iron and gunpowder to make these, so that's new. And then electronics is now gold wire and copper wire, so I'm not sure where the recipes are going to be for that, but I'm going to need to do something there. And like I said, we've got some of these random resources. This shaped obsidian and the scoria bricks are something that came out of resources we found in that house from rescuing Daisy. You can see here our gold ore is not getting smelted in this station. I thought it would. That's why I left the furnace on before we ran over there. But alas, that's actually not doing anything for us. All right, I think I've got everything moving here. We've got the last bar of steel cooked up here. I've got 44 things of steel, which is going to be nice. and there is a storm moving in. I should have probably repaired that pickaxe that we've got, that iron pickaxe. I'm gonna hope it's gonna get us through this upcoming cave though, and I guess I do have that other pickaxe in our inventory. I'm gonna try and make the run across the valley here before the heavy part of the storm kicks in and we really start suffering from the penalties of being out without shelter. It is just across the valley here for that other cave. The last one we did was on the far side of this cliff system, and then this one is going to be right up on the top of this cliff here. If I remember right, the entrance was somewhere over on the left side here. I kind of did just a little bit of exploring, moving around the map, trying to see if there's any interesting or unique features here. Didn't find a whole lot other than this cave so far. I think the exploration plan is going to be to just continue along this wall until we get all the way back over there to where that house is that we found eventually, and that will, you know, kind of in my mind close off that exploration loop. Now with the wind and the rain and everything here, it's a little hard to see, but yes, there is a cave here, and I don't know for sure. I'm going to be kind of curious, but I'm wondering if this cave, because it looks a little bit different when we step into it here, I wonder if this cave is actually a tunnel into another biome. It doesn't look quite the same as the other cave system we were just in, but we'll find out. We'll see if the cave worms pop up here. I'm not seeing any ores right in the entrance here at least, and I'm not seeing any cave worms yet. It's very cold here. I'm already suffering from freezing. I don't want to go down there. I don't think I can get back up, and so I don't think this is an actual mining cave. I think this is a path to get into the Arctic probably. So we're gonna head right back out and just take note of this. I'm pretty sure that this is going to be a way for us to get through into another biome, which is a bad thing. It's just not quite what we were looking for right now. So let me step back in here. We'll wait for this storm to pass just a little bit, and I'm going to continue along this wall and look for another cave. All right, it's starting to get towards evening. We've come down off of that plateau here. So we were, you know, right here in the middle of kind of that G9, G8 separator there. We're not that far. We haven't even gone a whole square on the map, and I found this spot on the wall, and this looks like it is indeed going to be a cave entrance for us. So I'm going to go ahead and get this opened up here, and we'll see what kind of resources we have available to us. Now, I think people generally recommend I don't make it too big, so the bears and stuff can't get in. I haven't seen any bears yet. Let's see if I can deal with this. That was a mistake on my part. Of course there's worms in here. Oh well, we're gonna suffer now. That's all right. We're gonna go ahead and get this copper mined out of the doorway though, just so that we're not tripping over it. It's kind of blocking our walkway. And then maybe I'll switch to that other pickaxe for mining up some of the iron, since we are gonna need a fair amount of smelted iron for the bullets and stuff like that. And I used a lot of our smelted iron already on getting the steel up and running that we're going to need to do some upgrades. I'm just making sure we're not going to run into more worms the second I start mining these. Let's see if we can figure out how this thing works. You know, it said like a 30% chance on hit, I think, to get it. This thing is just demolishing that iron ore though. Very nice. I wonder what the difference is between these. So this is 60 mining yield, 125% yield for mining, or 60 radius, 125. This is same 60, but it's just doing a lot more damage. Very interesting. Waiting to see if any worms pop up here. Not seeing them. Oh, there we did. We got iron ingots from that hit. Very nice. That's going to save us a lot of time and effort on the furnace side of things, I suppose. I can accept that. I'm curious if this thing is going to be upgraded enough to hit some of these other node types. Like this is aluminum. Nope, it's still just a Tech 1 pickaxe, so I can't get the tier 2 stuff yet. I still need to get up to steel. Good to know. Well, I'm going to go ahead and just use this one as long as we're here. We've just got the cave lung debuff, unfortunately. Our stamina is going to be super low. I know there's some herbalism stuff I can do to get rid of that. Maybe it's like antibiotics or something. All right, well, after clearing out that cave, we come in just barely encumbered. And yeah, we might have to drop a few things. Obviously, I don't need some of these seeds, but we're just a little bit over full. I'm trying to figure out what I want to get rid of. Probably this 25 stone. We can drop that off. Oh, we're still just a little bit encumbered. I kind of want the rest of this stuff. We're not that far away from the base. Maybe we'll just hoof it back here. Only going to take a minute. We've got the Drac out there, I think they're called. I don't remember exactly how that was spelled, but those things are super annoying. Unfortunately, with this cave debuff, our stamina is pretty well destroyed, but by the time we get back to base, that's going to be gone. And yeah, we're going to haul this stuff back. We got a lot of good iron and copper out of there. There was only one node of aluminum that we couldn't get out of that cave, so we're doing pretty good here. This is going to be enough iron to set us into the steel production pretty squarely. I'm going to go ahead and get some of this stuff cooking up here. Let's see. I guess to start with, we should drop a bit of this off and see about making some steel bloom out of it. So I'm going to do that and hit max 88 pieces of steel. That's quite a bit. I don't think I need quite that much just yet. I'm going to make 60, and I'm going to save the rest of this as iron. I do think I'm going to need some iron, although we did just bring back a fair amount of iron with us, but we're going to keep a bit more. I'm going to need some nails for different things at points, I'm sure. And then, oh, we've got some iron in here as well. I'm going to go ahead and take all of our iron out of this and take stock of it. That's 60, plus I had 20 in the other thing. That might actually be a fair amount of iron. We'll put 2 stacks in there, and we'll turn the rest of this into steel bloom. We're going to need all the steel we can get our hands on for sure. So we'll start another 11 pieces going over there. And then I'm going to start dropping this iron off directly in here. Maybe some copper. I don't know if I'm going to need the copper for anything yet. I'm not going to start making bullets until we're closer to knowing what we're doing there. I need some rope. I need refined wood. All kinds of stuff. I'm glad we built this carpentry bench. I already started making some refined wood on it, so I'm going to grab that and toss it over here into the workbench here. And then we're going to start getting some nails and some rope going, I think. Let's see. Oh, I've got a ton of nails and rope, as it turns out, right over here. Might as well grab those both and stick them in here. That's going to be good. I know we're going to need a cement mixer. I don't even know for what yet, but we'll go ahead and get that going as long as we're here. A biofuel can, not quite yet, although I do want to get this biofuel composter going so we can start making the fuel when we're ready. Steel screws, once we get some steel over here. We've got all kinds of things that we need to work on. I've got coal ore in my bar. That's not necessary. I'll stick that in here. And there's that steel bloom already to go. We're still making a whole bunch more steel bloom. Good deal. And as you can see, I've been making some epoxy. I can't remember what all we need that for, but we need it for a lot of recipes, I remember. So I'm going to keep that going. Toss a little bit of iron in there. The rest of the copper we might as well smelt up. And the steel bloom can go in here. So that's going to be cooking for quite some time. Get our seeds unloaded. We've got quite the collection of seeds coming in here now. But the one nice thing that I've noticed, at least for the tomatoes, is that I don't have to replant the tomato crops. They just keep growing here, and we're going to get more tomatoes again. After harvesting this plant, it has reduced in growth speed and yield. Remove this plant and plant a new seed to remove this debuff. So yeah, it does let me re-harvest that plant, but it's slower every time I do it. I need to get rid of it and replant it from scratch if I wanted to grow faster. But let's be honest, I'm not really going through stuff too fast. And of course, these things had spoiled. because we had let them sit on the vine for too long. So that's something that we should have to worry about. I'm going to use these other seeds just to get rid of them since we got so many different kinds of seeds. And we'll replant these with the tomato seeds, get these regrowing in a little bit more speedy of a manner. There we go. We're learning new things every day here in Icarus. So I've gone ahead and got that cement mixer placed. We're gonna squeeze it in right behind the door here. It's not ideal, but we can get started on a little bit of concrete, which is gonna be needed for a few of these recipes. An active water connection will increase processing speed. The water's just gonna make it go faster, I think. Yep, craft max, there we are. All right, well now that that's cranking, we're making a whole 14 of these, not very many. I could make a bolt-action rifle. I just don't want to waste the steel if I'm gonna be able to jump up here, although I think the next rifle's at the fabricator bench, and I'm not gonna get there for a while because we can't even do aluminum and stuff, so maybe we will just bite the bullet and get our bolt-action rifle that we always like to get here. I'm gonna go ahead and craft one of those. We're gonna craft some ammo casings. I think I'm gonna do 4 stacks of these. That's gonna give me 20 ammo casings. And then we're gonna need to make some gunpowder. Let's see what we need for gunpowder. That's made over here if I recall. Sulfur and charcoal. Oh goodness, we used all of our charcoal to make steel with that new recipe. Didn't even think about the fact that we would need it for this, but that's okay. We've always got a ton of charcoal. Not a problem at all. We'll toss this right on in here. And I'm going to go ahead and make, I don't even know, 50 gunpowder. Should be enough to get us a good handful of bullets. Bullets were going to be 8 gunpowder to the 4 casings. Yeah, we're going to need a few more at some point here. That's all right. We're going to keep going with this recipe, I think, though. We'll toss our first 8 in here just to get a recipe going here. That's 5 whole bullets, good to go. And now we've got a gun and some rifle rounds. Perfect. We have moved into the more modern age. Dump our steel bloom back off here. We're almost through all of the iron. We got all the copper ore done. And then it looks like we've got another 70 steel coming our way. And each one of those is going to be a steel ingot. So we've got a lot of steel stacking up here, which is going to be awesome. We're about ready to start moving into the next stage here of our base development. We're going to get an official kitchen bench going here, some other things soon. I'm just trying to take a look around here. I know the concrete furnace is the big one that we're going to need to be able to start smelting the more advanced ores. I'm trying to remember how or where we actually make the improved pickaxes and stuff. That's the iron one. Oh, right here, steel. All we need is some wood, some epoxy, and some steel. Well, we've got all that stuff. And picking up those couple pieces of steel that we need, let's get this guy made. Boom. And just like that, we've moved into the more modern age. I can go get those few pieces of aluminum if we do need from the 2 caves that we've already done. In fact, I might go grab those next after we get our inventory emptied out here, just to get what we have knocked out. I'm trying to think where the gun should go in our collection of equipment here. Our bar is starting to get a little full. That's all right. And then before we start back out, I'm just going to take a quick look. We've got 28 points available here to us, which is awesome. I'm trying to think about where we're going to spend those. I think we had them spent somewhere originally, and they've been refunded. Maybe they redid part of the tech tree. I'm not really sure. So I'm just taking a look around. If anyone knows where the best place to be putting some of this stuff is, I'd be curious to hear what thoughts are. I'm not generally concerned with food or energy or stuff. I feel like we can grow things pretty quickly. I'm kind of tempted to maintain our equipment, but again, doesn't necessarily seem to be worth it. I'm well down the firearm tree. I've got everything pretty much maxed out down the rifles path, which is what I always found interesting. Bows and crossbows is probably the better path, but you know, I just never got into it. I do tend to use knives a lot as my backup to the bow. I feel like maybe I should invest in that at some point. But really, I don't know. I find that once I get a gun, I don't need to do anything else if I just keep building stuff. Man, yeah, none of this stuff just seems that interesting to me. Maybe I will just run with our pickaxe stuff here. I'm not interested in the cost of crafting. I'm thinking more that speed might be good. So if I bring it in here... Mining radius sounds amazing. Do I need one in here to get to this? Probably do. Don't care about how cheap it is. Increased durability sounds good though. Chance to restore durability instead of breaking. Oh, that sounds pretty cool. Stamina consumed is reduced. I do a lot of mining. We can always respec, I suppose. So I'm kind of tempted to keep going here. Don't know how many points I need to get down to that level. I'll put a point in here. We're going to get 3 points into faster. Ooh, that sounds good. Less endurance. More durability. Reduce wear rate, and reduce stamina. We'll get that. We'll get that. Why not? We're just going to go all in on pickaxes. We're a miner at heart. I can dig that. We still got 3 points available. Man, I don't know what we're going to do for the 3 points. We'll just hang on to it here for the time being, maybe. Ooh, stamina regeneration. That sounds amazing. All right, well, there we go. We've now finally spent all those talent points. I'm sure there's some people out there cringing at where we're spending our points. That's okay. Let's just take a quick look here. We're in Tier 1. I don't see anything major that I'm missing after the respec. We've got iron in Tier 2. Lots of different... benches and stuff. Never saw the point of an icebox when I don't have easy access to ice right now. A steel heated shield. Oh, that's cool. I wonder how shields actually end up working out. I haven't had a chance to play with them yet. We've got leather on right now. Heavy obsidian armor looks kind of cool. Bone. Oh, that's neat. Can make different geode lamps. That's pretty cool. This is that new resource that I think that other base was built at. We didn't unlock that yet. I haven't run across that kind of rock. We do have a buffalo cart, which might be nice at some point, but I think we're good here. Let's look. Here we are. Tier 3. They've added this copper wire and gold wire as prerequisites to electronics. So we're going to go ahead and get that. I have no idea what platinum sheath is yet, but I'm sure that's going to be similar. So I'm going to get that. I've got 87 points, so I'm not too worried about it. And the forge must be the new crafting bench that I'm going to need here to do some different things. We don't have that unlocked yet. And that's what leads to the platinum tier. I haven't found any platinum yet, but I might as well have the bench unlocked. I'm just kind of going through looking for things to add in. A biofuel-powered drill capable of extracting super-cooled ice from Arctic areas. That sounds neat. Cold steel. I don't even know what cold steel is, but it sounds amazing. Oh, it's like the opposite of that pickaxe I've got where it's cold instead of heated. 30% to drop ore with frozen modifier. Interesting. I'm curious to figure out how all that works. Metal oxide dissolver. Oh, biofuel powered oxidizer. Oh, that's interesting. I never found the need to upgrade from the original oxidizer thing, but maybe someday. And now there's all these different kinds of ammo. This is pretty cool. We'll have to use some of this at some point here. But I'm more focused on let's just get into Tier 3, get some good equipment, and then we can get there. Advanced Textiles Bench. Well, that sounds amazing, and that's going to unlock some of these different things. Desert Exposure, nice. Cured Leather, looks like a pretty big bonus. Platinum Weave, there we go. That's that stuff we just unlocked. We've got better Arctic sets here. All kinds of stuff. Clay brick building and scoria brick building. And then we have concrete building and aluminum. These are ones that I used to have. Don't actually know which of these are going to be good anymore, but we're going to go ahead and just grab them while I'm in here. And then let's take a look at Tier 4 as long as we're talking about it. Might as well get the titanium plate. Landmines, that sounds awesome. Foundry is going to be another updated workbench that requires power. Good deal. A machine that can process volatile exotics into usable materials. That sounds cool, but we haven't gotten there yet. Ooh, the upgraded satellite bench. That's going to be super useful when we get up to Tier 4 at some point. We're a long way away from titanium, though, I think. An exotic harvester. Oh, all kinds of cool stuff from the volcanic regions. Just gonna keep scrolling here. This obsidian stuff looks really cool. I can't wait to start playing around with that. All right, well, we've, oh, an aquarium. Well, that's gonna be a must when we get there. All right, I've spent enough time looking at the tech tree. We've got 80 points. When we need something, we'll have access to it. I think I've got all of the right stuff that we're gonna need to do a little bit more exploring. Let me get this gunpowder over here and finish making up that ammo that we've got shell casings for. Might as well have all 25 shots with us. And we're gonna go out here and grab those 2 nodes of aluminum we left in the different caves, and then we will have to go find another cave. We gotta keep moving forward on all this stuff. All right, that aluminum ore is right here where we left it, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab this. We're in that first cave that we uncovered. Oh, I missed a piece of iron up here. We'll have to grab that too. A couple pieces. Oh my goodness, we were not very thorough miners apparently. Actually, let me use this other pickaxe for this, just in case we get lucky and smite some iron ore like that. Smelt some iron ore. Looking good. Alright, so we've got a couple nodes of aluminum in this cave, and then I think we only had one in the other cave. The other cave was small. It only had a single worm in it. You can always tell the size of a cave by how many cave worms are in there. I got all the iron. Looks good, looks good. Alright, we're going to keep moving around here. I'm just going to double check I didn't miss anything else as long as we're here. And this was the sulfur deposit in this cave. Not terribly interesting. I really got to remember when we're coming out mining to grab some ramps. I seem to always forget that in Icarus, that the easy way to do mining is to ramp your way up to things. That's all right. I'm not too worried about it. We can always come back if I feel like I need my half of iron ore in that copper node there. Nothing else out here? No, we're good. Oh, we would have almost missed this. One more aluminum node. That's 3 aluminum nodes. Pretty nice. I'm sure this is going to come in handy for something. Good deal. Might as well pick up the coal while we're here. Man, I left all kinds of stuff we could have brought back in this cave. I have disappointed myself. Not very thorough. Not very thorough at all. But we managed to escape that cave without getting cave lung. We got a little bit of iron, a little bit of aluminum, and a little bit of coal. So we're actually doing pretty good. I'm going to zip over here and get that aluminum node we left in the other cave right on the other side of this plateau. And we'll run back up to the base and see how smelting all that steel's going. I think it's about time to start tossing up some better walls here on our base and planning out a little bit better of a setup here. I'm kind of still wondering if we're in a great spot for building a base. I guess we're close to another biome, close to 2 other biomes right here actually. I'm wondering if I should build it a little bit closer to the cave and everything else, since we'll likely be going on lots of exploration, although we do have kind of a nice flat spot where we landed there. I don't want to go too far from the landing pod in case we do die and we need to respawn somewhere in this map. It's always nice to know that we can get back to our base by dropping down into this drop area. And we've got an aluminum node here that I just came across. I don't know how I missed this before. Maybe I didn't, but right here in the corner of, what is this, GH8, we'll have to try and remember that that's there when it comes time to get more aluminum. Now, I figured this out last time. I can kind of drop down to this rock and then drop down here without taking a serious injury. Nice quick way to jump down off of that plateau. And this was our cave. Yeah, this was our cave here. So I'm sure those worms will probably be back here. I'm going to get my bow ready. Maybe not. Well, all right then. One aluminum node mined out here. There's some interesting sound effects in here. I don't know what all that noise is. And once again, I've missed a copper node up here. Sounds like somebody's mining on the other side of this wall. All right, so we are back up in the base. I've gone ahead and harvested a little bit of wood so I can keep all of our machines going. Realistically, we've got a lot of coal that we can do that with, and we haven't really been needing the coal to make steel like we used to, since we can make charcoal in such abundance. However, it just is a little bit easier sometimes to run with the wood. That way I don't have to worry so much about when I inevitably forget to leave the furnaces running and stuff like that. So I'm just going to restock everything. We have lots and lots of steel now, lots of iron, and I was able to make enough concrete to get the concrete furnace running now. So let me go ahead and grab that. We're just absolutely running out of space in this house, so we are going to need to do some upgrades here soon. I'm going to go ahead and pull everything out of this furnace real quick and pick this thing up. And I'm going to see what we can do to find a spot to put this concrete furnace. Oh, it's not as small as I thought it was, but not as big as I was afraid. Let's go ahead and pick up the herbalism bench as well. We're not really using that just yet. And I can squeeze our concrete furnace in right over here. This is going to still require some wood, but now I can finally get our gold and that aluminum processing. So let's get the gold going first. And the reason that gold is the priority for me right now is I really want to get into the biofuel deep mining drill and start taking advantage of those deep nodes I found, specifically the aluminum one, because there's a lot of good stuff that we're going to be able to do with aluminum here. Oh, aluminum ore straight up for making the aluminum walls. I kind of thought I was going to have to smelt that into bars before we did this. We may grab this. This has got 3 insulation and 50% tree and wind resistance. This is been majorly upgraded, I think, from the last time around that we did anything with this. I'm kind of curious what the stone bench is. Where's the masonry bench? A lot of rope. We can do rope. Iron nails. That's quite a bit of iron, but I've got the nails. We might go ahead and break down and build the masonry bench. Stone is typically what we invest into next. I don't know if we're going to do that this time, though. If we've got an aluminum node available to us, it might just make sense to jump straight into making aluminum walls, since they got such a big upgrade from previous versions. It used to be that aluminum was just kind of this material nobody in their right mind would build a base out of. But now that we've got some different stats on that, I want to compare it to the stone walls. And this bench isn't that big, but I'm going to try and squeeze it in here next to the cement furnace. There we go. And indeed, the only difference here between stone and aluminum, so stone is 6 insulation, 100 falling tree, and 50 wind resistance. Aluminum was what? Oh no, this is not as good as stone. I thought I read in the dev blog on that the Icarus devs are saying that aluminum was getting buffed to be equal to stone moving forward, but that is clearly not the case. So we will not be moving into aluminum. While aluminum would be better than our wood here, probably. Not really. It's about the same as a wood wall. Doesn't have the melee resistance debuff, but yeah, there's really no point to go into aluminum right now. All right, well, I'm glad we checked that out before we started mass producing walls. Either way, I am still interested in getting into this biofuel deep mining drill, because the aluminum is really going to help us get into some different things as we move forward. I'm also going to get into a forge, which I believe is going to replace our anvil here, so I just need some stone for that. There we go, and let me place this down. Wow, this bench is huge. I'm just going to place it down real quick so I can see what it looks like inside. And indeed, this is the upgrade that is going to allow us to get into platinum whenever we find platinum. Yeah, so I don't need this right now. I'm going to pick that back up, and we're going to put it back in there so that I'll see it before we build another one in the future. But it's good to know that we've got that created. An alteration bench would be really nice. I can start modifying some of our equipment. Advanced textiles bench would probably be a good upgrade at some point. I'm not too worried about it just yet, though. Just working my way through all the things in the list here. Like an upgraded canteen and an upgraded oxygen tank would probably be good at some point. I'm about to thirst to death, actually, if I'm not mistaken. We should hop out here real quick and take care of that. And I think this is going to be a great place to wrap up today's episode. Next time, we'll be back with building a new base here in Icarus. That's all for today. Kedurk out.